Hi, I am really excited that you guys are here, and I've been asked a lot of questions regarding internship and what I think about interning. And, basically, this episode is about maximizing your time during internship because internship is more than just getting 40 hours. It's also about, being ready that once you leave there that you feel better or more confident the first day of your actual work when you're actually working by yourself for pay. So I have a few notes, and the first one is no matter what you do, make sure you look confident. Don't look nervous. There's really zero reason to be nervous. You're not the court reporter. Nobody expects you to be awesome. You're just here. As far as the attorneys are concerned, you're just observing. As far as the court reporting lady, whoever or sir that you're interning with, that is not the person who is going to hire you. That is just someone who, they may give some feedback, they may not. You don't need to try to impress that person. So just be confident because there's no reason not to be. You already making it to internship is a step above a lot of people that started court reporting school. So you've already made it far further than most. Another thing is when to start interning. I definitely think it's a good idea to try to sit in whenever you can, as much as you can, even if you're at 80 words per minute, just to get comfortable in the arena, and also to get to know more of the process and stuff, and to really also see, is this what you really want to do? So if you have a court reporter friend or a mentor who doesn't mind having you sit in, it's definitely a good idea to try to sit in as whenever you can, or I wouldn't necessarily say as much as you can, but even once a month is great. But when you finally do get into that real interning process and you're at 200 or 225 words per minute, I definitely think you need to be interning at least once a week. Okay? And then when you do intern, be sure to show up 30 to 45 minutes early. Make sure that bring with you obviously your steno equipment, but charge up your battery the night before, but then also bring your charger with you. Be sure to have your real-time cable and your laptop. Give me 1 second, just because of just because to be sure with the chat and stuff since we're live. So I just want to make sure we're live. Okay, but I don't see the chat box. I don't know why. Okay, if it doesn't work, I will try it again, but I just don't see it in the, okay, now I do. Now I do. Okay. Okay, the next thing is, when you get to the internship, especially since you're showing up 30 to 45 minutes early, set up your machine as fast as you can. Not as fast as you can, but set it up, okay? And then now take that extra time to either practice, but another good thing is ask if the court reporter is not there, feel free to actually talk with the receptionist. Tell her that you're interning, and ask questions just about like, what do court reporters normally do? Where do you see that normally sit? What time what do you see they normally dress like? Just talk to them once you see they're not too busy, because you can get a lot of information from the people that actually observe court reporters. Another thing is keep a list and make as many questions as you can. So write down as many questions as you have for the court reporter, or for maybe your steno teacher or a mentor or whatever. But these are these are questions too that you can ask the court reporter when she shows up or he shows up, but it's also just gives you a place where you could list everything you've been wondering about and get them answered before you forget about them. So another thing is, when you get into the deposition or the hearing, when you're writing, please try to write as much as you can. Try to get something down for everything. This is especially if you're at over 180, over 200 words per minute. You're not gonna get everything, but at least try. So when you do make a mistake, or you do make a misstroke, you have to understand that this is what happens in real life, okay? When you're actually a court reporter, there are misstrokes, so you don't have time to press pause or anything like that. So just try to get as much down as you can. Later, when you get home, I definitely recommend trying to transcribe for 1 hour your actual steno notes. So spend an hour scoping your steno notes without audio, okay? Because you shouldn't have audio anyway. And the number one reason, there's a few reasons why you're doing this. One is you need to add all these words to your dictionary. Even if it's a misstroke, add it to your dictionary. You can add a misstroke to your dictionary, I think, once it's like more than 2 or 3 strokes. That's fair to add it to your dictionary because it's just highly unlikely that it's going to conflict with anything else. Next reason you're doing that is because you're going to become more familiar with your software. Once you start working, you're going to want to know your software. So anything you encounter while you're a student, if you could try to fix that or master it now, that's perfect. So definitely be working on, you'll work on learning your software and how to scope. The other portion is that you'll actually get a good feel for like what your writing is really like, and you'll be able to see the progress the more that you intern. Next thing is in order to find an agency for internship, I highly recommend that you look for the best agencies in your city, okay? The absolute best, boutique, whatever. I did that and it worked out really, it was a really good idea because I got to work with like high-end court reporters and then high-end attorneys and big cases. And it really helped my confidence level. And I'll tell you right now, there's one agency that I can think of, they did not hire me, and that's okay. They're not all gonna hire you, and you're not going there because you're looking for a job. You're going there because you're looking for experience and to see how other people do it. So it's really good idea to actually intern with multiple agencies. There's no reason to feel that you could only intern with one agency, and definitely try to intern with as many court reporters as you can. Even if you intern with just one court reporter once each time and you have 20 different court reporters, that's a really, really good idea because everyone does things a little bit differently, and somebody may do something a really hard or difficult way, and you're just gonna start doing it just because you saw the person you interned did that. That's not good. You wanna be able to find the most efficient ways that are easy for you to do and that other professionals have done and have experienced and have tried. So definitely try to intern with as many court reporters as possible. And another good thing is to intern make sure you do a few depots at an actual court reporting office. The reason to do it at a court reporter's office is because once you're done with the actual depot, now you can go around the office to the production department, to the billing department, and be sure to ask any questions you have to the people in those departments. And speak to somebody in scheduling as well, and just whatever question that you have. There's no stupid question, and nobody's gonna think you're stupid because everybody knows you're a student. And just get as much information as you can. You'll get better information from them than you will anywhere on the internet because those people are actually at work doing the job. And try to intern with as many different court reporting offices as well. So that way you can hear how different departments do it, like different production departments, what they expect, how different scheduling offices work, how different payroll works. There's different, because you have to see also that when you're interning, they're not really interviewing you for a job, but you're interviewing them for a job. Because when you're a court reporter, you have to pay your agency anywhere from 20 to 35% of what you make. So you want to work with an agency that you trust, an agency that makes your life easier, an agency that vibes with you. So there are certain agencies, they pay within 2 weeks, others pay within 2 months, others pay, and that's something you'll find out from the payroll department. Other agencies want you to do your own production. Other agencies just want you to email. So just questions like that. Those are the things that when you're interning, it's just like a safer time to ask those questions. And definitely keep notes and take notes of the questions and answers that you have. Another thing is when you're scoping, like when you're doing that, I'm sorry, it's like really bad weather here. When you're scoping your internship work, try to scope for at least an hour. The reason I'm telling you at least an hour is because now you're actually practicing scoping. A lot of times when you get out of school, and now it's like your first time you ever have to scope a real transcript, it's actually one that you're getting paid for. But if you actually keep practicing your scoping, as I mentioned earlier, it's just going to make it much easier for you once you actually get on the job. And there is one more point here that I wanted to make. Large depots, like try to go to harder depots, meaning not the interpreter, like it's, first of all, yes, you do need to go to at least one interpreter depot. I definitely recommend going to an interpreter depot so that you can see how those things are done. Definitely try going to an EUO or an IME. You want to get as much experience as possible in while you're interning. But what I think is really a good idea is to start when you intern, try to get the depots that are lengthier. The reason is lengthier depots will help with your endurance and also just kind of help with your mindset. When you're in school, your dictation is always just like 5 minutes, and sometimes it's only 2 minutes because you give up after the second minute. But when you're practicing, like when you're actually in a depot and it's 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, you're getting a better idea of really what to expect, and you're training yourself to be better once you start working. Because the whole goal of internship is to make you as confident and as capable as possible for when you actually start working and getting paid for it. You want, when you're getting paid, that you are just maximizing your pay rate, not asking all the questions that you should have already known since you were interning. So those are all the points that I had to make regarding how I believe you could maximize your internship experience. Be sure to give it your all and your best when you do start to intern. And I will be back in like 2 minutes for another video.